Hello everyone, you're on the CarX Motorsport channel, where you can follow our team's journey, car preparation for competitions, our participation in races, and our path to becoming champions. We are based in Russia, Moscow region, at the amazing ADM Raceway, which hosts drift competitions, karting racing, and circuit racing. Our workshop and garage are located right here at the track, where we store our cars and prepare them for upcoming events. Now, let's head over to the garage, where you will see how we build our cars and, of course, meet with our team. This is our first garage. It's not that big, but it's where we service one of our cars. Actually, the one we competed the last season. Here, we either store the single car body or we can work on our battle-ready drift machine. Under the hood of our CBS 14 sits a 2JZ GTE engine. It rides on a dry sump system, a precision turbo, and full max setup with a hyper-tune intake. From this, we got around 800 horsepower, what feels normal for this car. Yeah. And like all JZ engines, it comes with some turbo lag. That's just part of the experience, so we use anti-lag. The engine is paired with an amazing Samsung sequential gearbox. We just use it in all our cars because it's more than enough for what we need. So we use carbon drive shafts and differentials with interchangeable final drive gears, also called gear sets. In this car, we place the dry sump tank under the hood, which makes maintenance incredibly convenient. You can quickly unscrew it, check the oil level, and top it off if needed, and change it if you want it. But there is a catch. A theoretical problem, actually. It seems like we put too much load on the front. That made the weight distribution to shift, and this caused the car to pitch forward, reducing traction because the tires slip more. And of course, that's a problem for us. In the next car, we will show you. We did things a bit differently. We wanted to run an experiment. In one car, we placed the dry sump tank in the rear, right behind the radiator, like completely past the axle. In another S15, we position in the center, where both the tank fuel and the tank oil are located, meaning the car mass center will be right in the middle. And beyond your theory, we'll be able to test in practice what actually makes a difference and what doesn't, what matters and what doesn't. Because with so many drivers and opinions, it really feels like shifting some weight to the rear actually might help, but we'll find out. Now, this is our workshop, where we prepare our cars and design our custom parts. We start with stock vehicles, cut out everything unnecessary, add everything essential, like engines, sequential gearbox, and clutches, and that's it. Here, we cut, grind, and weld. This is our welding area. Next, we have the assembly zone, where the cars comes together. We use lift to provide access from all sides. Then we can install engines, swap gearbox and differentials, and get ready for victory. Now, let's talk about our cars. This is the amazing CBS 13, the car Tolia started his drifting career with. It now has an American engine swap. We installed it not too long ago. We also fitted it with a sequential gearbox, and as often in the case of Nissan, we completely rebuilt the chassis. New floor, new transmission tunnel, we even designed from scratch and welded. Under the hood sits a Corvette LT5 engine, factory rated at 750 horsepower. Right now, it's running on the stock ECU, but we are switching to a Motec Racing ECU to gain full control over its direct injection system. So we test the engine in stock form, and it runs well, feels powerful, but is not very convenient to control. We're really hoping that after switching to the racing ECU, it's going to be ready for drifting. So the way we see it, and Tolia agrees 100%, it just makes sense that a bigger engine is better for drifting. So instead of 3 liters JC, we're using a 6.2 liters LT5, and that feels exactly what we need. Not adding a little bit, but double it actually. In this car, we did something that very few people attempt, but it made perfect sense. We converted to left-hand drive. Hardcore JDM fans might not like it, but for racing, it's just more practical for the driver and honestly for all of us. Now all our cars are transitioning to left-hand drive because in everyday life, we drive on the left side and it just feels more natural. We also here reinforce the floors because it's a Nissan and after 30 years, you need to do new things there. We place the dry sump tank in the passenger footwell. It's a large 12-gallon tank. We also installed the power steering pumps inside the cabin, but enclosed them in a protective box that prevent oil from spilling in case of any unexpected situations. This is CarX 14, known as 206, like left-handed, and also have a new engine. After the season, we rebuilt the previous one and actually created a new setup. We installed a dry sump system, and that's pretty much it. This car competed in the 2023 RDS Europe season. Before that, it raced in Belarus, and even earlier, it was built in Russia. It has real competition experience and has proven itself very well on the track. In this build, we placed the dry sump tank behind the main fuel tank, shifting more weight to the rear axle than we usually do. This is a major difference here, because compared with our other cars, which are all set up almost identically. So, this car is equipped with the same system. Now we'll see how it performs. We want to determine if it provides any real advantage in racing, naturally understand better weight distribution, and then just putting it to the real test on the track. In theory, it should provide more grip, but we'll find out for sure. Here the CarX 15, also converted to left-hand drive. We used woodwork steering column and tilting pedals, just like on all our cars. Just our usual go-to setup. Here we go the 2JZ GTE, like in all our builds, and it features dry sump system. As with the other cars, it's equipped with a sequential gearbox and a differential with quick change gears, allowing us to adjust the final ratio really quick. Essentially, all our 4 Nissans follow the same formula. They all have 2JZ GTE engines, sequential transmissions, and identical differential. And we are just experimenting with the placing of dry sump tank. So we want to see how much actual impact has on handling. So, in theory, it should make a difference, but we'll find out for sure by testing on identical tiers, identical chassis, and the same driver. We have telemetry and timing data. And now just waiting results. In this car, both the fuel tank and dry sump tank are located in the cabin, meaning we have shifted most of the weight toward the center. We want to test the theory that the sloshing of fluids in the fuel and oil tanks doesn't negatively impact on the handling actually. It's also part of the experiment. We will test it all and compare results and see how it performs. And this is number 2. If in the previous build the dry sump tank was positioned here and fuel tank was there, then in this new spec fuel tank is now placed behind the axle closer to the cabin. And we also have a new red beauty. This is the Nissan Fairlady Z. We pick it up for a project that's currently being built at Fresh X. The plan is to turn it into a C400. This is Fresh X factory build project. The guys are preparing a full body kit and all the necessary reinforcement, welding points and additional components to turn this car into a full pro level competition machine. Judging by stickers, we can say this car knows the deal. It previously competed in time attack in Kazakhstan. It's a versatile car. You could drive it to work and still take it to the track and racing. It even has official markings like tug hook indicator, tech inspection and medical stickers. Under the hood has a V6, Nissan VQ VHR, a true awesome engine. But the plan is to swap in a stray 6 S58 from BMW. Though, honestly, we really want an American V8. Could be Japanese, but we want American. It's an engineering idea and we'll bring it to life. The car just came off the transporter, we check it out. And completely stripped the interior, everything is in a pile there. The car is not rusty and either hasn't seen much racing or barely any at all. This is a ready-made base, a base that's ready to be made. In short, it's a perfect car for both racing and daily life. We're taking it. We created this channel most of all to share our emotions with you. The thrill of starting an engine for the first time and the excitement of a car's first lap on the track, the highs of victory, lessons from defeats, and trust us, we have plenty of both. You'll also see the journey of building cars for pro-level competitions. We will show you how to build a car for street racing, for example, or even just for training sessions. We'll break down budgeting strategies, what's worth spending on, where you can save, and most important, savings! We'll also show you how to use CAD software to design parts and how we apply them to our build. We will have suspension testing with some tips on setup adjustments, both in the garage and on the track. We will dive into effective training methods, what to tweak and what to leave alone, how many people you really need, and the difference between serious training and just driving for fun. How to work with the driver and analyze telemetry. And of course, when competitions come, you can cheer us and experience the same emotions we do during races, and become part of our team in the process.
Artem, why did you choose this location and what are you doing here anyway?
We choose this location to have the ability to test our cars right after working on them. Our focus is to prepare and tune in race cars. Here we prepare the cars, and since we are 1 or 2 minutes away, for the track I mean, so we can go out 7-8 times a day and test different setups. And of course, try different solutions. And that's why we are here.
And can you tell us about the plans for 2025?
In 2025, we plan to compete in RDS. Most likely, we'll do the full season in RDS Europe. In RDS GP, we'll enter on wildcard, either for 1 or 3 rounds, depending on our approval. We want to race in all Moscow GP rounds. We also plan to travel to nearby countries, such as Belarus and maybe even Kazakhstan. One of our main goals is to test the V8 car with different suspension setups, and do it all here on the track. We also have another exciting project. That's the building of SZ370 and converting it into SZ400. And there is one more big project, again with the V8, again American engine. It's naturally aspirated and we want to add turbo. The trend of big displacement engines is still going strong. That's why we're gonna tune, we're gonna test, we're gonna build, and of course we're gonna win. And you can follow all of this right on our channel. Subscribe and hit the like button if you're enjoying this. Please!